Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Apologies for the noise at the beginning. That was my aircon. I thought I'd better turn it off while I'm doing this. As you know, I record my videos, so this is my card for today. It's called a sliding door card. Just a couple of things before I start. I have a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. You can follow along on that page. If you just type in Cards by Laura, it'll come up. It's got a wild wheat and black card as the header page, but you can private message me if you want some more details on that one. It's just the cards in there are from my workshops and classes. I also have a Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. In there are all the PDFs for this card, all my other YouTube cards, and also my live videos that I do on a Saturday morning, the PDFs for those. In the featured tab, you can watch the replays of my live videos, and lots of other things in there, where to find your way around the group. If you wish to join that group, you need to answer two questions. One is why you wish to join, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't see the questions on the device you're on, try joining from a different device. And my YouTube channel, welcome if you've not joined me before. It's called Creative Gems, and I'd love you to subscribe if you like what you see. I shall put that little panel aside so we can have room to do our card for today. As I mentioned, it's a sliding door card, so when you open it up, these little doors sit there and it'll close and open shut. I fluked this greeting here. I just willy-nilly stamped it in there and it just happened to fit in between my two doors. So that was good luck more than good management. But that's the card. I'm doing a different DSP on the one I'm doing today, but it's exactly the same layout and a couple of different variations on the panels as well. So that's what we've got today. Now, these are the measurements that you will need for your pieces, and I have them all prepped here ready to go. I've scored some, but I will go through the scoring with you. My outer card base is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, which is this one here, which is the square one. I'll give you the scoring on that in a minute. My outer back base is 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. These are all in the same colour. This is boho blue that I've used on this one, the same colour as this one. My inner card base is 5 3/4 by 6 5. That's the square one. Hang on a minute. That's the square one. 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. That's the first one. We'll put that one back up there. And this is 5 3/4 by 6 5/8, which is the bigger one there. So I'll give you those scoring in a minute. The mechanism strips, which are these two here, they're 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. There's two of those. And my cover strip, which is same colour, 7 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch, and I'll tell you the scoring on that one. Just have a mouthful of water. Getting croaky already. I think when I talk, because I'm usually here by myself all day and don't do a lot of talking. What are we up to? Cover strip, we've done. Door panels, 2 5/8 by 2 1/2. There's two of those, and we're going to make sure that we've got the long side at the top when we put them in. Basic white cardstock, which I've stamped and put some little decorations on. It's 5 1/2 by 2 7/8, and I'll remind you again later, when you do your greeting here, you've got to make sure it's to this left side, because all of this is underneath your mechanism, so you won't see it. So keep all your little bits to the left of the white. Now the DSP for the front of the card is 5 1/2 by 3 7/8. The DSP I've chosen today is Regal Winter, which it's almost finished, I think. I have loved this paper. It's really pretty. I wish they'd continue it on or move it to the online exclusives. That way we can keep going with it. That That's that one. Inside back under the doors is this thinner one here, 5.5 by 2 1/4, same pattern. And then the inside left panel, which is in here. The other one was in under there. This one is here, 5.5 by 3 1/4. And the doors, I've chosen a different pattern out of the same pack, but it's a different pattern to the other one, still in the blue. 2 3/8 by 2 1/4. That's those two. And then I've got my some greetings and little bits and pieces on some scrap there that I've already prepared. So all those measurements will be in the description box of this video, or you can join my group, or if you're already in my group, the PDF under this name, Sliding Door Card, will be in the Files tab in this group, in that Tips and Tutorials group. So we shall get started. We'll do the scoring first. Get these pieces out. This is take 2 on this because the first one I started to record, I had a little bit of a mishap with some of the pieces, and so I thought rather than try and fix it in front of you, I'll start again. So this is the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, which is that by that. I always double check my measurements. With the long what have I got here? Oh, the outer card base we're doing first. 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. Outer card base, yes, this one. It's not the long side, it's just any side because it's square. So I'll change my little description on that when I get to it. It's not the long side. It's just any side at 4 1/8, which is there. And you can score that. I don't know why I put long side when it's square. And then the inner card base is this one here, and it's going to get scored at 3 1/8, which is there, and score that one. The back panel doesn't get scored at all, and this strip here, the cover strip, it's 3/4 of an inch on each end. So you've got 3/4 there and 3/4 there on both ends. And you can push both of those ends in. That's how it's going to sit. It covers over the mechanism. That's all you'll need your scorer for. We can put that one aside. That's last. This one here. So this one here, when you, where have I put my bone folder? Right there in front of me. When you do this, it's about 1/4 of an inch, I think. You'll end up with 3/8 of an inch difference in size. So it's not folded in half. It's 3/8 of an inch bigger on the back side. And then this one here gets folded over. I have marked glue on there because that's where I mucked it up last time, where I was supposed to glue and I didn't. So we'll rub that out in a sec, or it'll get covered over. So that's all the folding and burnishing. Now these two little pieces here, we're going to mark them. Oh, we'll do this piece first. This piece here that you've just folded, it's got the smaller panel on the side. You're going to measure down 1 inch from the top, which is there, and 1 inch from the bottom. You need this fairly exact so it looks nice and neat when you've done your card. And then on the score line, just put a little tick mark at 1 inch as well, just to keep it all nice and straight. And then just rule a line across from one tick to the other. You don't need to rub these out if you don't want to, because they're going to be covered underneath. So that's that. And then these two little, what we call the mechanism, they're going to go through on the long side at 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to put a little tick mark top and bottom at 3/4 of an inch, which is there. Same on the other one, 3/4, trying to get them fairly exact. You could do this on your trimmer, but I prefer the ruler, 3/4, and join those two little tick marks together with a line, like so. Then you're going to place these. This is just for where you're going to put your glue, and I'm going to have another mouthful of water. Excuse me. It doesn't seem to want to ease today. So now you're going to line this pencil line up that's on the mechanism, line it up with the edge of your card, and then the top edge of this will be on that pencil line that's on the base part. We'll turn it this way because it's a little bit easier to see, and also I need to mark. So hold that there and just put a rough little pencil line around that. And the same with the other one. Line it up on the edge with your pencil mark there, and on the pencil mark there with the bottom edge, and just draw a little line around it. Those little blocks there are going to be where you're going to put your glue, and you're working on the inside of your base. Fill that up with glue. I'm going to do the two together, so when I go to wiggle them, I can get them nice and straight together. I normally use tear and tape on cards with mechanisms, but with this one you do need a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to put that back in there, and I'm lining up that pencil line with the outer edge and this pencil line with the bottom edge, like so. We'll rub those pencil lines out shortly. You don't have to, but I will. And then that one there, lining up. Try not to move it. Hold it up as you need to always, and make sure it's straight. And when you fold this over, it should be inside that outer edge there. If it's not, you need to move it over a little bit so it's not sticking out. Both of mine are pretty good. So that's that piece. Now, this is where I got to last time, and I was around in circles trying to get it right. So I'm going to put, well, I'm not going to put glue there. On this piece here, I'm going to fold that like that. This folded edge has to go on the inside of the card, and then your straight edge is on the outside, and I'm going to put glue on the back of this, and that's going to sit on there like so, which is correct. So I'm not putting glue on there, but I know that's got a glue to that. So you're on the wider panel of this one here. That's where I said it was 3/8 of an inch wider. So you're going to put glue on the back of that. Mark it for yourself if you're not sure before you stick it down. I'll just double check my description in my PDF to make sure it makes sense. I think it does. I've got pictures on there to show you where it goes. So score line in the center and the cut edge on the outside, and just line that up with that outer edge. This is where you need a bit of wiggle room to get it nice and straight, top and bottom and outer edge, and then give that a good press down. Like so. Now with the card folded shut, we're going to put this level with that outer edge there, down that outside edge. Where am I? On this edge here. Just make sure I've got that. Yes, that's correct, because that's going to pop out like that. So we want it folded shut, and it's going to line up with that with the shorter edge there. So it's going to go there. I'll just double check my inside bit. Yep. So you'll put glue on these two little tabs, the 3/4 inch tabs. One there and one there. And I'm just doing one at a time. That's going to sit there. And then that one will go to the end there. You can pick that up. Pick it up so it's easy to see that you've lined it up along that edge. And those mechanism will slide in and out. Just make sure that's nice and straight along there. I have got pictures here to show where to put that, which is correct. And then as you can see, when you open it up, it folds, pushes in and out. The original one that I watched years ago, it didn't have any cover over the back here, and it made these slide, but I'll show you a way to cover the back when we get to that. Now, this piece here, we're just going to mark 1/4 inch in, just rough guide, doesn't have to be exact, with your glue. Just 1/4 inch, roughly. And we'll just join all those together. I have marked it because I want to get it nice and even. Use my head in the road there. And then I'm going to put some glue on that there. I didn't rub out those other pencil lines underneath, but that's okay. You don't see them anyway. I was going to rub them out. So that's my little holder pieces. Now this right edge, actually you need to make sure that you've got the longer edge at the top, which is 2 5/8 by 2 1/2. So the 2 5/8 side, which is that way, and this one is 2 5/8 this way. So they're going to sit with the long side at the top, and we're just going to, I'm going to eyeball up here about 1/4 inch down, and this edge here is going to line up with the outer edge where you've just put that glue. Move it up a little bit, so it's about 1/4 inch at the top here, and nice and even down here. So that will stick down there, and the same with this one. Line it up with that outer edge, and about 1/4 inch down the bottom here, like so. You can pretty much see if it's straight or not, like that. And that's your little window pieces, or door pieces. They are doors. They could be called windows. That moved a fraction off that thing. Just let the glue, give the glue a little bit of time to dry. Now we shall put some DSP and pieces on. You could have done this earlier. I should have done some of it earlier. So this here is just going on the front that way. I can slide the white piece underneath. You could put the white piece on first, but I find it's easier just to slide it in under. So that's your front DSP piece. We'll decorate it at the end. I do like blues. As you can see, I've got blue on today. So that's that piece. This piece over here is this piece. I think it goes this way. That one goes over that side. Once you get that mechanism right, just take your time and get it where it should be. I know it can sound daunting when you first do it, but come back and watch the video again. so you get it right. I know my first take on the video I did, I was around and around in circles, and I thought no one's going to follow this, the rate it's going. So my white piece then will be this here, and it slides in under there like so. And I did judge from this first card where to put the greeting. I marked the centre, so we'll put some glue on the back of that one. You can decorate it however you like. It doesn't have to have a greeting, and it doesn't have to have all the little bits. This is your writing panel. So now I could have put this on earlier, but I'm just going to lift those up a little bit. Those should be set down by now without getting too much glue all over the place. You could put this on before you put those two panels on, which probably is better to do, but it still works the same. So that's that there. And as you can see, we've still got our mechanism showing at the back, which I do not like. But then when you've got it like this, these panels move. When I put the back on, it'll be this side bit that moves, and these will just sit. At the moment, the doors are moving. So that's all of that. We can put these on, and they are not square, so we need to make sure we've got them in the right way. And that one is that way. That's the back pattern of this piece. And the back of this one was a totally different colour as well. It's that purpley colour, which they didn't have just a mottly blue. They had this flowery blue, which is more subtle than the other. The other's got a lot of white in it. Oops. Just make sure I've got these around the right way. They are not square, remember. They'd be 2 3/8, I think, but I'm not sure the exact measurement. I gave you the measurements at the beginning. But just remember they're not square. You could put mats around all of these pieces, but I think it's thick enough the way it is without any more bulk. You could put a belly band around it as well if you wish. So that closes up nicely, and you've got nothing hanging over this edge. Now this piece here, it is going to go on the right hand side of this piece here with your 1/8 inch border all the way around. So I can stick that down, and you need to stick this down before you put it on your card, because it might be a bit difficult to put on later. But it does go down the right hand side. And I've got an explanation in the PDF on that bit. So that's down in there. Now when you do this, we'll close it shut, and it goes face down. And all we're going to do is add adhesive to the panel, this panel. And I'll lift it up again. This panel here, we're going to add adhesive. So that's the panel on the right hand side where the fold is. Add some adhesive there. That's where I was getting mixed up in my first take on this card. I knew I had to put glue down a thin panel, and I was doing it at the mechanism part of it. Just make sure that's the right way around. And then this will line up over here. It only adheres on one side, and it's the side where that longer panel, wider panel is. So we'll just push that down. Give it a sec, and then all we have to do is the decorations. It's all nice and square or rectangle. And as you can see, when you open up, it goes like that. So your base piece is moving, not your doors. And you can just see the little panel under there. All works good. Now I've got some decorations to put on and some embellishments. So we'll start at the front. These are all out of the same set, what I decorated it with, this Unbounded Love. And I've got this greeting. It's in here, happy birthday. And it's die cut with Lots of lovely frames in here. Die cut with that frame there. And then I've got some of these leaves that are in that same set. So I've got a couple I'm going to put on here. And a couple of the smaller ones. Whoops, dropped one on the floor. I need that one. A couple more over there. Just to make it a little bit brighter at the front. And those ones, there should be two. Yep, there's two greetings to go inside. So I'll put this, I'll pop these white pieces on, the leaves on first. Just put a little bit of glue on the end of that. Like so. Stick it to the back. This is always how I do my, if I put my underside, my little decoration pieces on first. Make sure they're stuck. Tucking them in after is sometimes really difficult to get it in the right spot. So a little bit of glue on the end of that. I'll lift it up so that I don't get glue all over my workspace. Normally I have my little silicone mat there. One on there and the second one. Sort of offset them there. I think decorating always takes the longest. And then I'll use some dimensionals to put on the back of that. And the dimensionals also hold down your leaves at the back. So they're not going to come off. And sits up nicely in the centre. Makes a nice birthday card for someone. And I've got a couple of other greetings that go with the birthday one that are quite appropriate. I'm putting that right in the middle. I've got some embellishments to put on it as well. In here we've got, I'll put hello at the top just for you. And those dies are out of this same set as well. It's that bigger circle one there, in there. And the leaves again. And the two greetings are out of that set as well. So I'll just put one of each of these on here. I'm going to sit these flat inside because I don't want it bulked up inside. We'll just attach that leaf and then put some glue on the back. And we'll put our embellishments on the front as well. Make that a little bit straight. And I'll put this one over the other side just to balance it out a little bit. And then glue over the back. I think those went nicely. And may all your wishes come true. That's a nice one for a birthday as well. I won't sit those down flat. I'll just let them sit up. So that goes nicely in there. And then I've got some embellishments. These are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. I've cut them because when I do my workshops I always cut pieces off this and put them in the bags for the ladies. These are Misty Moonlight, but I thought they went quite well with the colours on this. So I'll just scatter a few around on this, like so. That will be enough. And that is my card for today. My sliding door card. I do like that second one. It's nice and bright in here. You could even put something over this side if you wish, but I think I've covered enough DSP as it is. And that's the two cards. I hope you like those. And if you do like what you've seen, I'd love your thumbs up. My mat's all nice and crooked. And I shall catch you again next week with another live recorded video. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.